Hi, I'm Pete, and welcome to Just a Few Acres Farm. I'm going to start a really big job today. Not going to finish it today. Probably won't finish it till next spring, but I think it'll surprise you. And I'm going to use a big piece of equipment that you've never seen on this farm before, and that's going to surprise you too. What? What do you guys want? Oh, woe and misery. Hi, Titus. Hey, bud. How are you all doing today? I figured as much, Patty. Step one of this big process I was talking about is moving these guys to a different field. It's my cobbled together gate latch here. All right, you troublemakers, let's open the gate. You know where we're going, don't ya? We're going right over here. All right, guys, head on in. Kick up your heels. I already said hi to you, Titus. Go eat some grass. This pasture is lush, but it hasn't been growing as fast as it was. It's been really dry, so this is the time of year when I'm thinking, how long can I keep them on pasture? Right now, we have a lot of grass stacked up in the fields. We'll see. I hope we get some rain. Hey, little ones. You got milk face and milk tongue. This year's calves are about 5 months old now, and once in a while a question comes up, I've answered it quite a few times, of when do you wean your calves and how do you wean your calves? We don't wean our calves. What happens is that the mother will naturally wean her calf about a month before her next calf is due, and I like that system because it prevents a lot of stress on both the farmer and the cattle. Separation day for mom and calf is pretty traumatic when you wean a calf, and that means you take it away from its mom so it can't have milk anymore. So we just let it happen naturally, and I think that it benefits everybody involved. The calf actually doesn't backslide weight-wise, which often happens when you wean calves as their diet changes. The mom isn't freaking out because her calf's suddenly gone, and we don't have to go through the stress of separating the animals in that way. Here's where we're going to be working today. Yep, right here in this big patch of goldenrod. I'm going to cut this fence right here. This is where the fence used to turn the corner and go over that way years ago. And what I'll do here is take this old end insulator off, put it on here, and make a new end for the fence. Now I have to take all this fence down. Well, come down all the way down here and all the way down there. It's all coming down. This lot where I'm taking the fence down here is actually two pieces. There's a fenced pen that used to, and the fence still does, dive right through there, and then there was a second one there. These were the two pig pastures we had on this side of the farm, so we'd rotate the pigs from one or the other. Typically in videos you saw this from the other side. That's why it may look unfamiliar. This is the pig cattle interface, so wire at 36 inches, wire at 24 inches or 18 inches, someplace in there, and then a wire down to keep the pigs from rooting under it way down at 5, 6 inches. They all got to come out, and the posts got to come out. I don't know, that sky looks pretty angry. There's a good chance of rain today. I'll work until it rains, if it's going to rain. Yep, it's raining. Well, it's not really raining yet, it's just sprinkling. I can work in this. Okay, now it's starting to really rain. Yep. Things get saved to be reused. Wire, insulators, and posts. Is that better? This is where the two pens split, so I gotta go down through here and pull the posts and wire too. I'm gonna have to dig it up from in the grass. The wet grass. The fence posts are ready to pull, and normally I'd wiggle them around, do this, and then yank them out. However, I may have a better way of doing that. If I get the angle just right on the bucket, I can pull them without bending the post. I can seat the thumb right against the bucket like that, and then pull up. Voila! That worked very well. Very easy. There's a bunch of box elder trees that are growing up in here. They gotta come out. What do you call a beehive without an exit? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Cortland apple. Good. That was a good apple. Yesterday afternoon I finished clearing all the trees out of this area, and of course I still got all the goldenrod standing up here. What a beautiful day. It occurred to me that with all the work that I did yesterday, I never explained to you what I'm up to, what this big project is. This field that I'm standing in here, which goes over to the swale and comes all the way around and includes this goldenrod area, is about 3 acres. It's hard to believe that time flies so fast, but it's been 25 years since this field was planted. Actually, it was planted by a neighbor farmer back when he was leasing our land, and I'm not sure what he planted in. There's some kind of grass in here that the cattle don't like that much. In addition, there's an area that my dad used as a garden that I plowed up for him, and is kind of rough and then was never planted, and it needs a refresh. It's hard to believe it, but when we started farming, this was our only field. We did everything on this field. We ran chickens, we ran layers, we ran turkeys, we had cattle fenced off and moved them all around together before we started taking back the rest of the land. In between the time that the farmer farmed this field that I leased it to and when we started farming it, there was nothing on this field. It would grow up kind of like this, not quite as tall. I would bush hog it twice a year to keep it down. But in the meantime, you know, lots of this grew up, and through mowing it and working it in the years since we started farming, I brought it back to what it is now in terms of grass. But it's a slow producing field, so we're going to renew it. This fall I'm going to plow it. And then I'm going to leave it sit for the winter, plowed, to let some of the sod rot down. And then I'm going to do the fitting of the field in the spring and plant it into a new grass crop. Oh, I forgot a T-post. I don't want to hit that. But in order to plow it this fall, and I want to bring it back to a rectangle like it originally was, I got to mow this stuff down. And I can't just mow it with a sickle bar mower. I need to mulch it up so that the strands of it, the stalks of it, don't get caught in the plow and clog up the plow. That's where this machine comes in. This is a Batwing mower. This mower is 15 foot wide, and it's like 3 bush hogs hooked together. One in the middle, and one on each side. I borrowed it from the neighbors, Bucks. This is why it's called a Batwing mower. Around here, farmers use Batwing mowers mostly for mowing up and mulching trash in the field. So if you combine a field of corn, you've got the corn stalks left in the field, you run the mower over it, it mulches them up, and then you can turn that trash into the soil when you plow it. And most often farmers around here aren't moldboard plowing, they're chisel plowing, or using a field cultivator or something like that, but not a moldboard plow. I'm going to use a moldboard plow. Let's get to work. it twice. Mowing this short stuff. I sure wish I could mow my lawn with this thing. Hold on. I'll have to dispose of the trees that I pulled out, and then I have a strip. There's a fence back in there I gotta yank out, and then I can clean that up. But not today. I'll wait until it rains some this fall, and then I'll plow it. The rain will start to loosen the soil up some and it'll make it a lot better to plow. I've got 2 or 3 other plows stashed around here besides the one you've seen. Maybe I'll get 1 or more of those out and do the work. And then after I plow it, it'll sit for the winter as plowed ground. That way the sod can start to rot down and break apart. And then I'll fit it next spring. Fitting is just leveling the soil out and working it up, and plant it and take you through the whole process of starting a new stand of pasture grass. I'm not an absolutist about plowing. I don't like bare soil, but once every 25 years I think is reasonable. And in this case I'm doing it to level out the field so that it's easier to make hay off of. I had a garden in part of it, and it's kind of bumpy, and to get the right seed mixture in that I like, that our cows gain best on, that 40% legume, 60% grasses mix. Special projects are where it's at for me these days. This is one. I've got a couple more to reveal to you. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that this fall or next spring, but they're big ones. That's my video. I'll see you next time.